Morning. Christ.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not every year.
Yeah,
Well, make sure you know that it's simple.
It's
we wouldn't know what to do.
Anytime. I do not handle it, I don't look at it, I ignore it.
Yeah. No more vacation.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why he's got no more vacation already.
Well, other than this.
Yeah, yeah.
There's always
Yeah.
you need pro rights and more dishes.
And I can bring
Yeah.
a.
Yeah. I want a new TV.
Right?
And it needs.
Yeah. I mean,
For your fire.
Just get a little tiny one, you know, like 60 inch.
Yeah, tiny.
No, don't go to the 72.
With a wooden ladder.
A lot of green today. A lot of green.
Yeah. Yeah. Close to 12, maybe sooner because more often.
Willed it. It's actually.
Quicker than now.
It's called the Washington Survey.
Yes.
So it all depends on us. There's a lot of stuff
Dispatches,
behind the scenes that you don't know about.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I know that.
So it's possible to be able to know, but they need to know.
Yeah, we should really, I mean, we were working on like a loan guy.
Well, when you say insurance, is it insurance on the fire you're talking about? On that or on the house? Oh, okay.
Well, you know how they make it. Some people-
So the better you run your business, better we run our business.
Whatever it is,
Yeah. Hey, Marcus. Congratulations. Tight.
Do we have zero Zoomers?
No, there's one on, and Larry's on.
Oh, Larry, wow, Larry multiplied.
Yeah, all those. a second. I'll give you a second.
Okay, we're rolling, 7:31. Sergeant of Arms, would you like to lead us?
I would love to. Good morning, everybody.
Appreciate that.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The four-way test. First, is it true? Second,
With fair to all concerned.
third,
Will goodwill and better friendships.
fourth,
Official.
all concerned.
Bacon,
And fifth.
bacon.
No five. I already get mixed up.
And is Eileen? Eileen's not here this morning? Something's going on. Usually, where is everybody?
It's dark out, rainy, and I see Larry saying.
There's that.
Larry, what's the thought of the day?
Larry, do you have a thought for the day? You want to fill in for Eileen? Larry's prickly this morning. Okay.
Oh, there's Eileen.
Oh, where? There she is. It is?
Yeah, that's way early.
Well, I thought we were only a minute.
That's what I was like. Get her done, yeah.
School district. Carolyn Ellis is like,
Yeah.
get her done. Good morning, Eileen. We started a little early because we're so excited and we've already done all the things and we're ready for our inspirational quote. Can you hear me?
Okay. So this is a famous quote from Theodore Roosevelt. It's a little long, but it's one of my favorite pieces. So it is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of the deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best, in the end of the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat.
Wow.
Thus spake Zarathustra.
Thanks, everyone. See you next week. Well, thank you very much. That was amazing. Okay, so we're still 2 minutes ahead, even with our surprise program. So we're a little early. Hopefully more people will jump on. So let's just keep rolling here. Okay, so birthdays. We have any guests? No, member. No guests. Okay. So birthdays this week we have for November 5th to 11th. We have a join date anniversary for Jim Steinruck for 29 years.
Wow.
That's huge. And Amelia has a birthday coming up on November 9th. Woo-hoo. Happy birthday, Amelia.
Happy birthday, man.
Would you like to go through the gauntlet or for us to sing?
You want to know, you want the vote gauntlet or haven't been sent? So cost.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds not here, I know.
Let's do it. Okay, who wants to lead it, Kevin?
You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, stand up. Stand up. Let's do the stretch out. Let's serenade Amelia. All right, here we go. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Amelia. Happy birthday to you.
That's pretty good today, I think. Put the mask on.
That wasn't even muffled. That was awesome, you guys. There's no mouth in today. Good morning, Jackie and Kendra and Jack. We started a little early because I'm still learning how to tell time. So we're rolling and we are just about to get to committee reports. So I apologize, we're a little early. Okay, so announcements. I just want to talk about real quick. Brian, if he comes, is community service, so he'll go over more shows. Let's see, November 15th, this month, we're doing a game night at Meatheads. It's gonna be rolling fun. It's upstairs. Kyle is gonna be our host, Kyle Engel, who works at Meatheads, who's the event coordinator, is gonna be our host. Come at 5:30, if you're on time, you'll get a beer. And we're gonna have a very exciting game to play. November 15th, December 4th, we're doing a table at Winterfest. So Brian's gonna send out sign-up sheets for most of these events. December 4, Winterfest. December 10 is our holiday party at Meatheads. That's also gonna be upstairs, 5:30. There'll be a cost to that one, so we'll send out the sign-up sheet with all of that information. You can either pay our lovely treasurer or Venmo it. Also, I'm talking with the chamber. So the chamber is sponsoring Lights of Lake Stevens, and part of this cross-pollination thing that I'm focusing on this year is doing things in the community that benefit other nonprofits in a way, working together. So Lights of Lake Stevens, there's a map. So people enter their homes all lit up in different categories. And then the chamber puts together an electronic map. People can flow through the town and either look at just the sports themed houses or the traditional decorated houses or whatever. So it's a really fun deal. And so talking with the chamber, we came up with this idea of creating sleigh stops. So Rotary, if you guys are up for it and agree, we'll take a sleigh stop, which means we'll set an easy up downtown Lake Stevens on December 18th, probably. So I just want to create stops for people as they flow through our entire town around the lake, can stop and they'll pick up a candy cane and a cookie, or we can make them popcorn bags or something for them to just slow down, pick it up, say hello, possibly drop off non-perishable food for the food bank kind of a situation. And from talking with the chamber, with Rotary getting involved, then we're like, well, let's throw it out to Kiwanis and all the other groups and see if they want to create sleigh stops around town too. So that's coming up. That'll come out in an email with a sign up from Brian. I think that'll be super fun. And then also Christmas House. We all know about Christmas House if you've lived in Lake Stevens for very long. It's a fabulous event in Everett that people can come and do their Christmas shopping for free. So they are really low on volunteers this year, and they're looking for people to sign up. So there are spots where we could go as a group. We have to sign up individually, but we could go from 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock on a Saturday and volunteer. So if there's interest, we could put a group together, and then we can always, you know, we can bring a lunch in for our lunch break. We'll make it fun, 8 a.m. to 3, and that's just helping the holiday shoppers with pick out gifts for their kids, really, is what it is, and for their families, which I think is super fun and heartwarming to help. So that's on the agenda too, if anyone is interested in that. And then let's move into committee reports. Vala, you have anything?
Nothing new, but if you have any leftover tickets, raffle tickets, turn them in. Turn them in to me or Angie. That's all I have.
Perfect, I love it. Okay, president nominee report. Mr. Iverson, anything?
Gosh.
Oh, I love it. Thank you.
Yes, our presenter today, I think, just showed up. This is Cindy Frazier.
Yes.
Yes. I assumed it was you.
Oh,
And she'll be doing our program today. And I do have your presentation already, you know. I think that'll work out fine. So, great. And thanks for coming.
This is gonna be a good one today.
It is gonna
If
be a
you
good
follow
one.
Lake Stevens Historical Museum on Facebook and you see all the cool photos that they post, and then they write a description of what's happening in the photo or compare now and then all the different artifacts. I love it. I love looking at those posts. So Cindy's here to come. She's come today to talk to us about our town. Okay, treasurer.
Okay, I'll walk up a little bit so that everybody.
Zoomers, can you hear could you hear Dawn and perfect?
Morning, Zoomers. Zoomies.
Zoomalators, Zoomsters.
Okay.
Oh, Angie's here. Good morning, Angie.
Good morning.
So, it's start of a new month, and so I developed this lovely reading booklet for you that everybody should take home and read from cover to cover. What? Somebody laughed.
I did.
Oh, okay.
Better than NyQuil.
Yeah, better than NyQuil. I could have used it last night. So if you want a copy, it is on the desk out there, but it's the exact same report that I present to the board. And if you want to know how the money's being spent and how much money we have, it's a good summary for that. As far as how much money we have, that's usually what everybody wants to know. Do we have any money left? We have just over 7,000 in the club checking account and almost 17,000 in the club investment account. And let's see, Happy Dollars, so far this year, Happy Dollars has raised $2,003. So pretty good. I know that we in the
That's
past-
super happy.
Yeah, I think we
I'm
usually
happy.
try to raise about 4,000 a year, so we're ahead of schedule there. On the foundation, checking balance looks pretty good, 45,000 there, and the special projects account, that's from the ticket sales, or raffle ticket sales, is at 4,000. We have 2 investment accounts in the foundation, so these are stock-based ones. And Ameritrade is at 41,000, which is pretty good because in September, the market kind of took a dip and so we lost a little money. But then in October, it recovered plus a little, so that's doing really well. The other one that everybody loves hearing about is the Vanguard Endowment account. That's where the Happy Bucks, if you make any other donations to it. And that one is only reconciled every 3 months. So the unofficial number, as of last night when I looked at it, is that cap balance is now 90,134.
That's great.
Cool. And I think that's all I've got. So if you want to look over the notes, they're here.
Wow. That's super nice.
Yeah, we have money.
We need to spend that money, some of it.
I'm gonna step in with one more thing.
Can I have some checks?
One more thing is that, and Gary just gave me the mail, and I have 3 thank you notes here. And so, yes, we're spending the money, because it's not, the point isn't to hold money, it's to use money. And we have a thank you for $500 to American Cancer Society, a thank you for $3,000 to Sherwood, and a thank you from IPA. I can't remember what that stands for, do you?
International
Projects.
Project
Alliance.
Alliance.
And this is for work that's done in,
Upon.
thank you. And we did a check for 520 for a school there. So, nice, good job, everyone.
That's awesome.
Now,
And I think that's a really good point. We work hard, we raise this money so we can spend the money. So if you see anything in the community that needs to be, we need to do something about it, we need to help it, we can, whatever, bring it up, because we have money to fund projects.
Build a new fire station.
Yeah, and that's what we're here for. Yeah, we can buy a fire truck. Or a siren, maybe we can afford the key. Okay, so moving on. Secretary's report.
All right, typical board meeting Thursday, November 11th. And 2 hospital notes, well, actually 3. Lance, I think, is going in for surgery today on his shoulder and will be out for a little while. Dean France is going in for heart surgery on Monday. Send him a note if you get a chance. I wrote him a note and was surprised I got something back relatively quickly. He talks about how tired he gets, and he's trying to get as much work over to one of his colleagues that's going to take over some of his projects while he's recovering, and then trying to do all the stuff getting ready. Plus, they couldn't go anyplace because he's going in for operation. The other one is Joyce is in the hospital. Tracy said something about an infection. She hopes to pick her up today. Suggested that if anybody had a chance, maybe try and schedule a visit, maybe take some food to her or something like that later on. Tracy isn't here today. At 2 o'clock in the morning, she couldn't sleep, so she got up and reorganized her pantry. So
by yourself.
Yes. As far as I know, he still is.
Okay, wow. That's 3 people. We usually don't have 3 people with serious
Yeah, I know.
stuff.
Anybody else going in for surgery?
Lobotomy. Okay, club services, don't, no, this is an old one.
No, I think I am close.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you are club services. We've been switching everything around, so, okay, club services, Don.
Everything's hunky-dory. Guys making coffee. And, yeah, this seems like everything kind of works on autopilot right now, which is good since I'm
Unless
gone
Gary's
for a
in
month.
Hawaii.
I'm gonna leave it that way for the next month.
Awesome, okay, community services, Brian, not here. Okay, Ron, membership.
I have nothing to report. Everything's peachy keen.
So the event, the game night.
Yeah.
Is also bring a friend.
Okay.
So if you have anything you want to do as around membership, if you want to have any printouts or information or whatever, propaganda, swag.
I got a question on these, all the events that we have for December. Are those gonna be posted on our webpage?
They are going to be posted on the website. They
She just
sure
told
are.
Yeah.
Because I was driving today, I'm like, I should really tell someone about this.
I always wonder if I should be
That would be
trying
nice.
to punch all the
Yeah.
stuff into my
I should
phone.
have,
all
like,
the time.
maybe I should do a newsletter,
It's on
like,
the
I don't
website,
really
that's
have a
all.
website. Yes, everything will be posted because we do have to send out sign up sheets for all the different events. And we do have a lot going on for sure. It's a busy month next month. Foundation, Jim's not here because of the time change in Hawaii. Tracy's not here because she organized her pantry. Lance isn't here, surgery. Kristen's at work, scouts. Nothing. Got nothing. Okay, Kendra, programs, anything? Kendra new?
I already have to start doing my job. I thought Dawn was still here.
No, you started 2 weeks ago, dear.
Okay, all right. Nothing new. I've reached out to some like creative ideas of, I mean, I have programs set up until the end of November, really. But I'm starting to fill up December. But I would like, if anyone has any suggestions of people within their circle or their life that they think would be a great speaker for our meetings, please send them my way and I can start loading them up on the calendar.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Okay, Eileen, do you have anything for PR?
Nope, just send me what you have so I can put it on put it on social media.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mr. Martin, anything for IT?
Nothing.
Nothing.
We're rolling.
We're rolling. Okay, we're ready for you.
All right, an announcement, the food banks, Hungry Bowls.
Oh, I forgot
Tomorrow
one.
Night, right?
Oh, I-
Yes,
3 o'clock, 4
tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah. Hit the mill, can be a blast, there's gonna be all sorts of fun.
I heard it's gonna be a really fun speaker, MC.
There might be.
There might be.
Who would that be?
Yay!
You never know.
You never know. Okay,
How's
hold
everybody
on.
doing today?
One sec.
Oh,
I forgot one. Tuesday Night Club.
Oh,
Charity is in
right.
action. Sorry about
Yes.
that.
No, that's okay. Sometimes I forget. We're actually, I was talking, so we're trying to figure out some activities because we know that as we're getting into later into the months, the darker season comes on us as it is. We're trying to find some activities and try to get people more engaged, but, and we reached out to the food banks and we're looking at doing, on the 16th.
Tuesday, November 16th.
Yep, they need people for 2 hours, they'll set up tables. Depending how many people we get, if we get enough people, we'd like to also clean up outside the street down there on the 21st. Yeah, Margaret Street, and then we can do 1 hour shifts, helping food bank, donated and stuff like that. So that's our goal for the next one, 16th.
You're gonna do 2 things that night. You're gonna collect food and clean up the streets?
If we have like, 10 of us, we don't want to just do really intense, we'll sit outside.
To maximize our time.
Yeah, so might as well
Yeah.
do something.
Awesome. Awesome.
Unless people don't want to, but yeah, that's kind of the goal. We're gonna work on trying to get something out there today or tomorrow. I'll work with Gary, because he's on that Clip Runner. Better than I am. And then, yeah, so that's the goal. And then, again, people, anybody that wants to join, you know, if you want to send them our information and whatnot, I can chat with them. You know, it'd be nice to try to someone that would also like to join us. We like to, you know, get people that want to get involved and want to, yeah.
Couple days before, I'll try and send out a, plug-in.
So Eileen, could you hear Kyle?
I'm kind of quiet, sorry.
So if you could put a push on social about our Rotarians in Action.
Okay.
If you could put a push, let's do a repetitive push and to get it out there, and maybe we'll drum up some more membership.
And that's the second and fourth Tuesday?
First and third.
First and third.
First and third. Okay. And you guys meet at Brian's office, right?
Yes, we do, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'll do that right now.
Rotarians in Action. Awesome, thank you. Okay, are we ready?
Are we ready? Are we ready?
Are you
Are we
ready?
ready?
All right, how's everybody doing this morning?
Great.
Good, good, good. We're gonna do the ticket drawing first, because I need a bucket for Happy Bucks. So here we go. The birthday girl, would you please draw the ticket?
That's three numbers, it's 8, 6.
Really late.
836.
Nobody? Are those last week's tickets?
Just got 836.
836.
836, maybe it's Marcus.
Oh, I was busy.
All right,
Come on.
Awesome.
here we go, here we go.
I think all garbage on my desk.
All right, we're gonna have some fun this morning. Lauren talked to me this morning, and he said, hey, things are pretty good, going pretty well in the investment world. So today, he wants to match all the Happy Bucks and fines, right? Lauren, thank you very much.
Thank
All right, so everybody please stand up. We gotta warm up for this. We gotta warm up a little bit. So first, shake it out.
Sorry, Lauren.
Shake it out. All right, do a couple Jack Lanes. There. All right, we're good. Okay, gotta work your hands a little bit.
This is
Hey,
the only crowd that's gonna know who that is.
okay, you guys in TV land, stand up, gotta get ready to go. Here we go. All right. If you have a wallet, take out your wallet. Okay, do a little warm up, take out your wallet. If you're using a phone to pay with Venmo or whatever, get out your phone. Get out your phones and your wallets. Okay, work it out, practice. Okay, there you go. And you might want to take out, if you have a 20, you might want to take that out. If you have a 10, I don't have a 10 or whatever. So take that out, hold it up high, drop it in. Drop it in that bucket. There we
There it
go.
is.
Drop it in that bucket.
There it is.
Here we go. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Drop it in that bucket. There we go. I like it. You guys are awesome.
No,
Oh, the phone.
phone.
All right. Here we go. Bam. I like it. Oh, cool. Here we go. All right, I think I already got it. Okay, good. All right.
Here, Kevin, I do it.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, so that exercise is good. Okay, so a couple jumping jacks. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2. Okay, good. All right. Before anybody gets hurt, everybody please be seated.
I think I dislocated my shoulder.
All right.
EMS
Because of
is
your
right over
generosity,
here.
this
That's
is,
true.
and you guys all look so good today. And you too, everybody looks good there. How you guys doing?
Jackie, Kendra, and Angie look amazing.
Great.
So Zoomers, we'll let you start with Happy Bucks. Please start. We miss you in the room, by the way. But you,
I sent it a check for $25 for the month this week.
Awesome, thank you, Larry.
Well, I'll start because this is the first week of my new job. It's going really well. I think I'm going to like it. It does look like it's going to be after the holidays before I will be able to join you guys in person again, just because of meeting schedules as I'm getting onboarded and everything like that. But so far, it's been a great week. Because this is now officially 100% work from home, they sent me some new computer equipment. So now I have even more monitors to play with, and it's all works with my personal equipment. So I'm a very happy computer geek right now.
Nice,
Nice.
nice.
Oops, Jackie, you want to go? Sorry.
Oops, sorry. $10 for Happy Bucks. I don't know, nothing specific.
Well, I have $5 Happy Bucks, and a big thank you to everybody who came out to Meatheads last night. We don't have a final count yet, but that's coming soon. We just appreciate all the support that you guys have given to Sherwood. We truly appreciate it, and it was an awesome event, and the place was packed. So thank you.
I'm just generally happy. So $5 for that.
Jack is looking happy.
I'm doing okay. Excuse me. Nothing to report though.
Thank you.
Hey, Jack, how's your cat doing?
The cat is doing definitely all right. Unfortunately, you made me get him off my lap when you had me stand up. So.
What's your cat's name?
Mao.
Mao?
Yeah, that's Chinese for cat.
Oh, good. It's not mousy tongue, huh?
As in mousy tongue?
Yes.
Cool, all right. Rochelle, you got any happiness?
Oh, I'm totally, yeah, let's load that up. Okay, so $20 for, it's Friday, $20 for our events coming up, $10 for game night, $5 for the election's over.
Yeah.
And $1, so, because you're doing an awesome job.
That's so generous, thank you.
I love a match, I'm a sucker for
Wow,
a
that's
match.
gonna be a hard one to. I just got a happy 5 because it's Friday. Well, I guess it is still raining, but I am going to Mexico for a month. So, yeah.
Are you gonna be zooming in? You're giving us your phone?
You're welcome. I am gonna do a Happy 5 just because I'm glad that it's Friday, and even though it's raining, I'm actually don't mind, so I'll be outside going on the beach. It took me 3 hours the other day, and woke up the next morning, and it was covered again, so. Yay, we're in.
Gives you an excuse to just sit inside of it.
I
Right on.
have a $50. I am feeling good. You guys know how much the YMCA is so important to me. We had a really successful auction last weekend. I've been a little bit hesitant to be in the facility with COVID, but I've been back this week, and it feels so good to be around other folks in community and working out again. So happy YMCA.
Cool.
Chris?
Happy that I closed on my new house soon.
Hey, Lauren, sir.
Put all your money in, Lauren, because it's a match day.
Not yet, we're not.
Oh, okay.
There's a ball on the table right
I think you can be happy enough with the match thing.
Well, my investments have been doing exceedingly well. Really happy. And so anyhow, it's creating more money for me than I can spend.
can help.
And so I wanted to share a little bit with Rotary. Very generous.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you.
So great. Thank you.
Oh, Chris.
I'll do a happy 5 because the election's over.
Yes.
I'm very happy about that. I'm gonna do another 5 because November 10th will be the 246th Marine Corps birthday. And then don't forget Veterans Day the day after that. And Just thanks for all the support in the community for my election.
55, I'll confirm it's, glad the election's over. Some kind of weight has been lifted off us, I think, but.
Has it been lifted?
community,
Yeah.
Levy lift, yeah.
Is that weight lifted off you?
I had a dream that my Huskies are gonna upset Oregon tomorrow. I'll be standing in the corner and watching it.
Good dream.
I'll be, sorry, Gary, or sorry, Larry, but the Ducks are going down.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he actually woke up for that.
You woke up the captain.
Chris. Yeah, happy Friday and being with all you great folks and everything like that. It's kind of very motivational actually. And I'm glad the levy lifted. We were talking about, you know, I want someone to come to my house if I have to without a toilet plunger to resuscitate me. So all the good tools are brought. So there you go.
So you want a toilet plunger?
Yeah, no, that was yesterday.
Good work. I'm with Chris on the levy lift. It was a great campaign, and I'm glad that it passed. Marcus, congratulations on your election and the others. And for those that are in the hospital, just keep them in your thoughts.
Happy that today is Friday. Don't get anxiety of the weekend.
Oh, gosh.
For all the volunteers, yes, for the community.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
All right, well, my sister's coming into town, so that's always fun, and I pick her up from the airport, we go immediately to the closest quilt shop we could find. And then, this is $5 because I got here safely, I had to drive my truck this morning, and after several months of driving my fancy car that has the lights, and it does the, you know, tells me if I'm wandering, and, yeah, I got here safe in the old truck, so. I'm very happy.
I like old trucks.
Yes.
All right, Lauren. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Here is,
Warm up your arm.
here we go. This is a happy 20 for the levy. Thank you to the community.
Yes.
Happy 20, Marcus. Another happy 20 for Lauren. A happy 5, Amelia. And the rest for the folks that are in the hospital.
Did everybody empty your wallet this morning?
Yeah.
If you didn't, if you still have time, I emptied mine, Kevin emptied his. There might be a couple more 50-cent pieces rolling out there.
Lauren, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Lauren.
Thanks, Lauren.
I hope I've got enough to cover all this.
We'll take an IOU for the balance. You're good for it. Okay, we're ready for our program, Mr. Iverson.
Okay.
Oh, wait, Kendra. Who's introducing? Kendra, are you introducing or is Dawn? Okay.
Oh, well, no, Dawn, I don't know who's going today. You said you were, everything was taken care of till November 5th. So I don't know who it is.
I got covered, Kendra.
All right.
Awesome.
First of all, we'll get the little program up here. Okay. Cindy Frazier is with our local historic museum or historical, right? Is it?
Yeah,
His-
it was by their museum.
Yeah, but it's historical, not historic, right?
Well, it's hysterical, we call it, but.
Oh, okay. And she's going to do what I consider to be a very interesting program today. Partially because my house is actually on the property of one of the many parks,
Oh, cool.
the private parks that she's going to talk about today, which is it's amazing how many there were. And I'm going to turn it over to you, and you can just use the buttons here to
Okay.
advance the slides. And
So this goes this way, right?
I think you could do the ups and downs, or whichever one works, put it that way.
Oh, sides.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, great, thank you.
So thank you very much for coming.
Okay, I know that I have a soft voice, so hopefully, if you can't hear me, raise your hand so I can talk a little bit. I know with a mask, it makes it more difficult. Before we start, I'd just like to get an idea of how long people have been in the community. So we've got, I guess, raise your hand if you've been here 10 years or less. Okay, how about 11 to 20 years? Okay, 21 to 30 years? Okay, 31 to 40? And what do we got after that? How about over 50 years? Maybe over 50 years? Okay, so a little bit of everything. One thing we want to talk about is that with what the museum is trying to do, and we're trying to preserve the stories that make Lake Stevens unique. And we have, we said we've got new people coming in. Some people have been here for a while, but we're trying to preserve those stories that people say, oh yeah, that makes Lake Stevens, Lake Stevens. Not only for future generations, but for the newcomers, people who have been here for a while, for people that want to reminisce about what Lake Stevens was like many years ago. When we had our museum, we would get new residents come in all the time. Want to know, hey, tell us about Lake Stevens. And it was interesting because they enjoyed the stories. They thought, hey, when you drive around, you don't see these things. You don't know that they were here at one time. And then it brings us up to the point of, well, how do we save these stories? How do we preserve them so people down the road know about these things? And so it's kind of like a puzzle. When you have one piece of a puzzle, you only see a little bit of the picture. But as you start adding pieces to it, you get a more full picture of what's going on. So what we're trying to do is collect all these pieces to the puzzle to present the story. Sometimes people think, well, you've just got all these things in the museum that are already there, and you don't have to do anything more about them. But we're constantly trying to add more pieces to the puzzle because there's a lot of things that are unknown, things that people just didn't write down, and that's the most important thing is to write our history down so we have it. And there's pieces of information that we get from different sources. One source was in 1957, the community did a study, development study. And I know it sounds like a long time ago, doesn't it? But what they did is they collected stories from all the old timers from around here and documented different things that happened in the city at that time. And we took this book in 1980 and kind of revamped it, added more stories to it. But without this, we'd have no idea. We wouldn't probably know about the Rucker Mill and the impact of a lot of these things on our community if we didn't have things written down like this. Another thing we used is his memories. Like, anybody know who Jim Mitchell was? Okay, so he wrote his memories down in the book. And this is the best, I mean, people just love this book because he was such a great storyteller, but it really gives you an idea what Lake Stevens used to be like. Anybody know who Marv Harshman is? Have you heard of him? Okay, so he was a Lake Stevens graduate, and he wrote a book too, and he has a section in there, even though it's about basketball in his coaching career, there's a section about Lake Stevens in here. And then people donate. Donations are just amazing. A lot of times people, when someone passes away or they move into a smaller facility, people take the things and they say, oh, no one's going to want this, and they dump it. But we get things like these photograph albums that have pictures that, it's amazing, like Lake Stevens in the 1920s and 30s. And then you have people that, not in this one, but this one here, a lot of times people will take newspaper clippings. Back then, people did a lot of newspaper cutting out articles that meant something to them. And so you'll find articles about things that happened in this area that you didn't know about, because we no longer have the, the newspapers. And one thing, too, I just wanted to say, without our hometown newspaper, it's been really difficult to preserve what's going on. Because everything's on social media, but it's still not in a format that is going to make it so someone's going to, years down the road, going to know about what's happening, like when they had newspapers around. And then you don't get the community doesn't really understand what you're doing because you can't really put things out. Not everybody's on social media, and I know you mentioned our Facebook page. That's probably the main way we get information out. But it's too bad that we don't have a town newspaper, because I think it really did connect people in the community. You knew what was going on. Anyhow, so we're constantly striving to put these pieces together, this puzzle to tell a story. And another thing is too, we're trying to get people from the community. Like if someone on Facebook comments on something, they say that they know information, then we try to get them to write things down. This one ex-alumni wrote about Lundin's Park in the 1960s, and then he gave me a map of what Lundin's Park looked like in the 60s, because we didn't have anything written down. People just kind of, it was bulldozed over, and it was just in people's memories. But so we're constantly trying to get information from people too that experience things. And then when you talk about pieces of the puzzle, like this one, someone just donated. It's an aerial version of, or aerial view of Lundin's Park, which we didn't have before, and it totally matches up with the map that this person gave us. So these are like pieces of the puzzle that we're always trying to collect to make an exhibit. And one of the exhibits that we're going to be doing in hopefully in our new museum is called the Lake Exhibit. We're going to kind of do everything lake. We're going to have a lot of maps from 1910s, oldest one we have 1920s, 30s. It shows how things have changed, roads especially. We're going to have pictures of the old lake, and also new ones. In fact, if I can make a plug, we did this. This is one of our fundraisers. It's called the Lake Calendar, and we got community members to submit photographs this year of the lake. It just had to be of Lake Stevens, and so and then this is the aerial view we had. So we have 13 of them. So anyhow, this is one of our fundraisers, and they're $20 if you're interested. There's the fireworks and stuff. But so these are going to be, we're going to collect all these pictures and display them in the museum also, because they make up what Lake Stevens is. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, this is, and also your time. Tell me when I could talk forever. So, and I've got
when that clock back there says about 8:30, 35.
Okay, and just kind of tell me if I'm still talking or whatever. One of the things we're going to do too is we're going to try to do, since we don't have a facility anymore, we're going to try to do, starting in January, some monthly meetings where we present information like on one topic. And so this one, it was on the resorts. There's a little bit about the lake before we get to the resorts, but so this is one that we were going to show, and I was just kind of started working on it when Dawn asked us to present, and so it's not totally like I would want it, but anyhow, it's a start. So one interesting thing is that Lake Stevens is originally called Stevens Lake in 1855, and then later on it was reversed. And then you notice it kind of looks like a peanut, which obviously I don't even know if they even visited the lake, because it's definitely not a peanut shape. And then also, I don't know if you know that it was named in honor of our first governor, Isaac Stevens. So it's interesting looking at the different maps and how they have Lake Stevens on there. This is one of our earliest known photos. And that one's just kind of remarkable to me. It just looks like some wilderness lake in Canada or something. But you notice that there's, the trees are right up to the shoreline there. Okay, and this was an early one of our cove. And the mill, there's a mill in the background. Now that's where Rucker Mill was, but this is not Rucker Mill because Rucker Mill wasn't built until 1906. So that was, we're not quite sure exactly. There's a couple mills and it's really hard to tell which mill that might have been. Okay, and this is kind of a cool picture from in the cove, right as you go around Drew's Point on North Lakeshore Drive. You can see the mill in the background and the log booms in there and the logs. And this was one of these little teeny photos about this big. So, as you're sifting through things that people donate, you find something, you go, oh, wow, the Rucker Mill's in the background and things like that. So we love looking for photos. And then another thing too, in the 1980s, when the Historical Society first formed, there's a group of people that said that, we need to start collecting artifacts and photos and things because our history's, kind of slipping away. And so they started asking people, what photographs do you have of Lake Stevens? What information do you have in Lake Stevens? And started collecting things back then. And so we're grateful that they did because, most of those people are gone now that donated the photos back then. Like I said, a lot of times when people are clearing out someone's belongings, they don't realize the significance of different things. And this one to me is just totally amazing. That's the cove. And then the trestle. That's a trestle right on the top there, on there. But it's hard to believe that it was once full of logs. You can barely see the outline of Mount Pilchuck in the background.
It's a big building.
The one on the right. That's Rucker Mill. Yeah, Rucker Mill took up the whole kind of North Cove site there, and really it was really more than just North Cove, but it was a pretty big entity. And this one's kind of cool too. Yeah. This is from that community development study, but they're talking about how for many years they had sailing races, and I guess it was really big. People wrote about it in other newspapers, things like that too. But Lake Stevens had, they wanted to be the championship of Lake Stevens. And that's another one. That one too, you can see how the tree, there's still not much development on the side. And now we have no sailboats. Once in a while, you'll see a sailboat up there. Okay, the resorts. A lot of times we ask people, how many resorts do you think are in Lake Stevens? And they'll come up with maybe 5 or something, but there's 13 different resorts at one time. And some of them had, they changed their names. So it was really hard to try to figure out what resort was which one, a continuation. And this 1935 Snohomish County Forum, that was the newspaper at the time, like the Ever Herald. They said that, they would put out these flyers that the lake situated in the heart of the scenic forest country, unusual amount of fine resorts invite visitors to the beautiful lake near Everett. And so they really did a lot of PR to get people to come out to Lake Stevens and to the resorts. It's kind of hard to believe that there's not one resort left, really. It seems like it would have been one. Lundine's Park was the one that lasted the longest. And then Person's Resort at the bottom. but most of them were just mainly, like a 1910s, 20s, 30s type thing. Okay, so Lundy's Park is the one that most people have heard about. And this is a cool map of 1910. You can see how even the shape of the lake isn't correct on that one either, but it's better. And then circle on the top is where Lundy's property was. And it's amazing, 30 acres and 300 feet of waterfront for $600.
Oh my God.
Well, I don't know how many millions that would be today, but it's amazing. And they spent many years clearing the land and building their log house. And then the setting was so appealing that people would come out and say, hey, can we picnic there? Can we go swimming? That they decided that, hey, let's just open up a resort. We're going to earn more money doing that than farming. And so then they switched over to that. And okay, so this is that picture, this photo that someone had given us recently. And then with the map that this other guy gave me, I was able to label all the parts on there and what it used to be like. But it's kind of interesting. Lundy's or Vernon Road goes to the picnic area. Okay, so one of the things was it was known in the 50s and 60s especially as the place to go on Friday and Saturday nights. They had big name bands. Jim Mitchell talks about in his book how that's where the action was. And many people we talked to, they met their spouse at this dance. Many people have been married like 50 or 60 years. It could hold 1,000 dancers at a time. I wasn't old enough to go to the dances then, but we'd take the rowboat out and kind of get close to it and listen to the music. But you could hear it on the lake every night. And you can see where at one time it cost the gents 40 cents to get in and 25 cents for the ladies. And these posters are kind of cool. Oh, first of all, that's a little tag from a dance tag. You put it in, you get your for your coat and take it back. These are the posters on the left are what somebody donated to us. And it was kind of funny. They go, oh, I don't know if you want these. They're in really bad shape. But we were thrilled because we didn't have any dance posters of Lundy's. And so we hired someone to digitize them and recreate them. And now we have some for sale too that they're kind of cool. But that was a real interesting find too. And they found them because they're putting in new hardwood floors, and people had put that for the underlayer on that. But see, that's another piece of the puzzle that we had been looking for is, dance posters. We still don't have a picture of inside the dance hall or a close-up of the dance hall, but we're still looking. Okay, so these are some things. Large companies such as Weyerhaeuser, they'd have their annual picnic there every year, and they said in 1940 they had 7,500 people attend their picnic. And that, to me, that's just amazing. And we have a video of that, and actually we're going to try to get that switched over to YouTube, but it's amazing to watch that video. And then they had dances for like Lake Stevens High School would have their junior prom there. And they have these things called all county dances, which I thought was interesting. It says everyone is invited to attend no matter how long you attended high school, how long ago you attended high school. That's another thing you find by looking in these old newspapers, you find out information like that. And orchestras were big back in the 30s, obviously. And then later on, it got to be more rock band. Okay, and this is a recent donation too that we were thrilled to get, because this one person contacted us via email saying, hey, I've got a picture of Lundy's Park of a picnic there. I don't know if you're interested or not. And so they drove all the way from Renton to bring it up here. And I said, oh my gosh, this is amazing, because we knew that they had picnics booked there all the time. And this is only part of the picture. But to have an actual, it's about this long. And to have an actual picture of it was really nice because it kind of, again, it adds to the story, you know. You look at, they're all dressed up, they got ties on and hats and things. But so this person, it was her dad was in this picture. And they employed professional photographers because, you know, everybody had to, this was early 1929, so they had to get these panoramic prints, they had to have a professional photographer do that. Okay, so on the left, that's a postcard of Lundeen's, and it kind of gives you an idea of the dock and the swimming area. And Red Cross swimming lessons were offered there during the summer. And this one guy, the one that gave us this information, Terry Walden, said, nearly 60s when I was 13 or 14 years old, I worked in the bathhouse, has 10 cents to go swimming and 25 cents to rent a swimsuit. Which kind of sounds, you know, it's kind of interesting. I guess it's a resort, but you know, nowadays we don't pay to go swimming, and we definitely don't rent a swimsuit. And this is kind of a cool picture too. This is Marv Harshman's on the top. Bob Grimm, who was born in the Grimm house, the restored house that we have. It's sitting up on blocks in downtown. And then Milford Vogler, but these guys are at the bathhouse. And this token, the swimmers would get one of those, they put their clothing in the locker, and then they get this token and they pin it to their swimsuit. And then when they were done, they'd hand it back in to get their clothes. And again, this is a little thing like that, that someone, you know, thought, hey, the museum might want that. I mean, all these things that we find, you know, add to the picture. Okay, that's a picture of the cabins or the cottages they used to have there. And they rented for $5 a week. And then this other family from Seattle donated, they had a lot of pictures of their family. They had a house right next to Lundeen's, and they gave us their photos, so they got the cottages in the background. And somebody else gave us this picture. You know, again, all of these things that people donate kind of add to the story. They had rowboats. They had 2 diving boards. One was 10 feet high. And then they had a really nice sandy beach. It's kind of, you know, they call it a sandy beach area because it really was a nice beach. Okay, and then they had a tavern, a 60-foot bar, its own dance floor, and they had a Nickelodeon that showed motion pictures at one time. So that was kind of interesting. Pardon?
The tavern was at the park.
Yeah.
Was it in the dance hall or just
It was separate. And so then Lundy's had a ballpark too, and we could go on and on about this one. Is regulation sized baseball stadium. And they had covered seating for 1,000 fans. I mean, we don't even have covered seating for 1,000 fans now. But they sponsored semi-pro baseball teams, and some of the best athletes in the county played on their team. And this is just one quote from Booty Gilbertson. He was talking about how there was no money playing it, but they got snacks and pop, and some managers made home brew for them. And, yeah, which I thought was kind of interesting. They played for crowds of 300 to 500 people every Sunday, all summer long. And back then, baseball was even more important than it is now because there wasn't television, so that's what everybody did. They went to the ballpark to watch that. Okay, the next one is Davies Resort, and that was one of the first ones on the lake. You know, kind of where Davies Beach is now. And it operated for about 40 years. They started dismantling that in 1949. And it's kind of amazing that all these resorts can kind of operate at the same time, and they were still successful too. There's an ad for that. They like to say that they were catered to family picnic parties, no beer sold on premises. So that was kind of their thing. Some of the other resorts were more, you know, beer was there. And so as early as, we have this one newspaper called The Independent, it was in 1918, talked about this too. So again, going back and finding newspaper articles or ads help with the picture. And many Everett residents came out here too. It's kind of like the thing to do, dress up and come out to Lake Stevens, which doesn't, sound like anything, like today, but it was the thing to do. And that's another postcard of Davies. And Jim Mitchell talks about it had, again, every Saturday night, they sponsored public dances, big bands. And again, dances at Davies and Lundine's were the place to be on a Saturday night. Okay, the swimwear. This is like someone had donated years ago these swimsuits from Davies Beach. And so they're the one-piece ones, and male and female wore the same ones. And they're wool. They must have been very uncomfortable. And actually, some people thought that was shocking at that time to have that much exposed. And that's their swim area. And they had also had a kind of, not the Red Cross, but a learn to swim campaign there at Davies Beach, and they taught students and adults how to swim. And again, you can see some of the guys have the one-piece suit on. Yeah, the log rolling. And then they're watching some type of race here, and look at they're all kind of dressed up again. They all got the hats and suits on. This was an event to go to. And then Lake Stevens too. Early years, really, it wasn't until 1920s that people even had cars around here. Because they took the stage into Everett or different places because the roads weren't. There's only a few roads, and they're in very bad shape. And so, so this is a ticket from when Lundeen Page had their stage, and they go back and forth to Everett. And this is cool. People love to see this body slide. I mean, that's quite a steep drop there. And
you just jump off.
And some people go, well, why don't they have them today? And can you imagine the liability? One of our members says that their brother was going to finally go down got enough nerve, and then someone right before him had gone down there and caught his leg on something and split it open. And he says, "Oh no, I'm not going to do that."
That's the business we
Okay, this is Williams Park. This one isn't very well known, mainly because it ceased to exist probably like in the 40s. But that was a family park too. A lot of these parks, they like to say if they were a family park and there wasn't any liquor on the.
Where the W is in Williams, that's highlighted right where my house is.
Pardon?
Where the W is on Williams is where my house
Is it okay? Did you know that was Williams Park was there?
I discovered after I did some snorkeling around there and found all kinds of artifacts.
Oh, really? Cool. Oh.
Artifact meaning.
Huge chains and things that we used for high dives.
That's more of the cove area, right? That where,
A little bit.
And it first started out as a logging camp and operated there for at least 10 years. And then, and this is a boat that would take them across different ports of the lake, because again, there wasn't any roads in the early years. And Williams Park, they had cabins too. Everybody seemed to have cabins that they rented for people to come out. You can tell too, the background of the lake, you can tell it's a really early picture. But it's hard to believe that they're logged right in that area. And then this is their, it's not really a ball slide, but they had a different kind of a tower type thing. And then they had this thing called a water toboggan. I don't know if you can see that this person's coming down, this thing here. And this is the curve of it. So it was very steep. And that was quite popular.
We're getting a little close to our time.
Okay.
So you might just.
Okay, I'll see you the last of Williams and then I'll stop on that one. Okay, so that shows the water toboggan again. And then the pavilion, they had a pavilion up there for dancing and picnics, like Glendine's. And there's a pavilion again too. And again, they had large numbers of different organizations that would come. So they had 2 different towers. I think they built one was built earlier and they added one on. Okay, there's somebody going off the one high dive. So you might be remnants of some of this, the high dive down there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll start because it starts a whole new thing here. Okay, anyhow, a lot of resorts, and some of them we're still trying to piece together information on. It's, like I said, it's ongoing, and but it's fun. It's fun to figure out. Some of these, it's even hard to figure out where they were located. They say it was on the east side of the lake. Well, what does that mean? There's a lot of places down there. Anyhow, I'll pack up, and I think you still want us to come on in January, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
When and where can we purchase calendars and posters?
Okay, we've got, we're open on, we're in that old fire station, and we're gonna try to open up 1 to 4 pretty much every Thursday. This Saturday, we're gonna be open from 12 to 3, I think it is. Or you can just, send us a message or something. I do have 2 here, if you wanted to buy them now. And yeah, contact us, because it's kind of hard when you're in that facility. We're kind of, we actually did an open house, and we didn't think people would want to come and look at boxes all packed up and stuff. But actually, we found that people did like to do that. We pull some things out and show them and stuff. So people are welcome to come down, and you can contact, for any time, for a tour anytime. And like I said, we're going to try to do some things like this, presentations once a month on different things. It is kind of interesting how.
So interesting. At Harvest Fest, we had a lot of people actually that came up to our booth, our Rotary booth, and asked if we were selling calendars.
Okay.
So we directed them around to where you guys are, but there was a ton of interest. A lot of people knew, because I know you've been putting word out on your social media, and a lot of people knew that the calendar's out there.
Yeah, it's hard to, like I said, without music, it's hard to get the word out, because everything's word of mouth or Facebook or whatever. And a lot of people don't know where the old fireplace is, or old fire station is, and things like that. But
that's super awesome. Thank you so
You're
much
welcome.
for coming today.
You're welcome. Hey, you've got extra money to spend. We'll take some. In January, we're going to start doing fundraising for different exhibits that we're doing. And this, I was just talking, this one doesn't really need money, but we're trying to reconstruct the Mitchell's Pharmacy and a schoolroom and the Pink Palace, different things also. Okay.
That's really cool. We'll make a donation to the Lake Stevens Education Foundation in the museum's name as a thank you for your presentation today. And I'm looking forward to you coming back in January. That's fabulous. Thank you. Okay, why can't we have a dance at Lundin Park this summer, right? Can we do that as a fundraiser? We'll do our beer garden and a dance, and we'll do music in the era. So then we're not gonna attract crazies? How much, $125?
For the men, $40, and the women, $25.
And we'll get some publicity from that, for sure. For sure. Okay, and Lori, do you have an announcement for us?
I have an announcement. So what we raised just in today in Kathy was $313.
Woo!
And then we've got a couple of checks that came in this week, so I have those in, and I know that we're gonna have some Venmo. So right now, without Venmo included, we're up to $368.
So that's our portion or that's with the match?
That's our portion.
Yeah, baby. Good job, you guys. Thank you very much. Have a good week. Ding. Ding. Bye, Zoomers.
Well, like Mondays on a block, they have like.
How's it going?
Good. More to go in there?
I don't think so. Well, yeah, we got the bag that we'll put this computer stuff in.
I think usually we could tell the speakers that they don't need a mask on if they're up here.